all three of the top presidential candidates. If you were to list your qualification judging by past presidential candidates as to what would make you a good presidential candidate, we now have all three of the main presidential candidates. And, you know, I don't love the word main, but I don't really know which word to use. The highest percentage gathering presidential candidates. You've got Biden, Trump, and RFK Jr. And RFK in some polls is at 15 or 20%. And, you know, when he first started running, I did highlight some of the important things he was saying, such as going after factory farming and many other topics that he's one of the few talking about, going after big pharma, etc. However, he is so atrocious on Israel. He is like worse than Biden and Trump, almost barely on Israel. He absolutely supports the ongoing genocide. He has, even before October 7th, he was spouting absolute lies about Palestinians and Israel, well, pro-Israel lies. And who knows what his plan is. And then he put a Google billionaire as his running mate, the former wife, the ex-wife of the founder of Google. And anyway, what he said about Israel delegitimizes anything else he says, because, you know, he's willing to make up lies about Palestinians or spit out lies about Palestinians. Who knows what he's telling the truth about. Anyway, this was widely reported. This is, you know, not a secret fact I'm reporting here. RFK Jr. says he suffered, just a couple of days ago, suffered from a brain parasite and mercury poisoning. But he said the brain parasite, quote, ate a portion of his brain. This is his own words. This is not, I'm not just like, ha, you had a brain issue. He said a parasite ate a portion of his brain. And this means that now the three so-called candidates for president polling over, you know, 5 or 6%. I don't know what Jill Stein's at. I don't think she's quite at 6%. I mean, 5%. I don't think Cornel West is up there either. And I don't know what Cornel West's ballot access is looking like right now. So of the three over 5%, all three of them have brain damage. Like, does that not say a lot for the U.S. empire? You've got one saying he had a parasite eat his brain. You've got one who just has the most clear cognitive decline due to age with Joe Biden. And then you have one who has brain damage due to all the other things, all the other reasons he has brain damage. I mean, many people have theories on why Trump is so screwed up, but he has other types of brain damage, such as sociopathy and megalomaniacal narcissism and many others. Now, Biden has sociopathy as well. They're all a variety of forms of brain damage. You know, maybe Trump's brain damage comes from, apparently he took whatever the diet pill was that's basically like speed. He took that for, I don't know if he's still taking it now, but years and years and years. There was also an article in Rolling Stone that in the Trump White House, Adderall and other strong drugs were being passed out like Pez. Now, I have no problem with someone taking Adderall if they, you know, need to get work done and they have ADD. Okay, but do your thing. But apparently it was a little more widely used than just that in the Trump White House. I actually think probably most of Trump's brain damage, not most of, a portion of Trump's brain damage is the fact that he eats McDonald's and Coke all day long. Coca-Cola. I mean, Coca-Cola can dissolve a tooth in like a day. So what do you think it does to your brain all day long? Anyway, now we have, so we knew Trump and Biden had brain damage, but now we have the third highest ranking candidate also saying that his brain was eaten by a parasite, which is pretty unbelievable. And by the way, this may go with the parasite brain eating problem. Scientists say that it's highly unlikely to borderline impossible that a parasite ate his brain. Doctors apparently say he has a portion of his brain missing, and he says it was due to this parasite. But the scientists who actually study parasites that get into brains say that they don't eat brain matter, at least not the type he's talking about. And what can cause brain damage and even death is the parasite gets in there, and then the immune system attacks it, and it eventually is killed. But the cyst or whatever that is left can cause severe brain damage. And so basically the immune response can cause brain damage. These type of larvae and things are not eating the brain. But then again, what's the difference? The point is, chunk of the brain missing, which I feel like fits, though, with our presidential candidates. I mean, if you were to list your qualification judging by past presidential candidates as to what would make you a good presidential candidate in the United States, brain damage is probably pretty high on the list. Like, you could say, hey, I have brain damage like all the past presidents. And they'd be like, oh, that's a good point. He's doing well there. All three of the top presidential candidates, percentage-wise, I'm not saying top is in awesome. All three of them have brain damage. You can argue about how severe, but all three of them. His own words, RFK Jr. says his brain was eaten. However, let me remind you that I have had 3 presidential candidates on this show for you guys, none of which have brain damage. Cornel West, Claudia De La Cruz, and Jill Stein, all been on this show, 0 brain damage. And I'm the campaign manager for another presidential candidate who does not have brain damage, and is absolutely cognitively heads and tails above Biden and Trump. And that is the rock I found in my yard, which is running for president, and clearly no brain damage, far better than the other candidates, at least those 3 candidates. You can find out more about Yard Rock at yardrock2024.com. And there is a whole list of Yard Rock's beliefs, the platforms, what it stands for. And yeah, you can get it all there, yardrock2024.com.